Thanks for watching County Report This Week. I'm Susan Kennedy. We begin this week with the end of the legislative session in Annapolis and lawmakers who worked all the way until the end on several proposals that could affect Montgomery County directly. The Assembly approved a bill to raise the tax on alcohol from 6 to 9% in July. This means $9 million for Montgomery County in school construction funding. Also passed the DREAM Act, which grants in-state tuition to all Maryland high school graduates regardless of their immigration status. The delegation also moved ahead with a plan that imposes higher penalties for electric companies that fail to meet strict reliability standards.
Montgomery County delegation fought real hard for this measure, as well it should, because it is Montgomery County that has suffered the most, because it is Pepco that has been the worst, among the worst in the nation, and that simply should not be. And now we finally have taken a step forward whereby they will be held accountable. The Maryland Public Service Commission, which regulates them, must adopt standards, and there will be financial penalties if they don't meet them. So this is a good day for Montgomery County residents.
The Assembly also voted to give counties a one-year delay in paying the maintenance of effort penalty. All of this good news for Montgomery County.
The council feels very energized by the news out of Annapolis that Montgomery County fared very well this year, and I think that's because we all worked as a team. So we're very excited about that. One of the things that came out of Annapolis was on the penalty for MOE, which will now, the law has stated that the penalty will be delayed for a year. And that's a very, very important item to have passed through Annapolis for us, but not just for Montgomery County, but for other counties who are all undergoing extraordinary stress under these economic conditions that we all find ourselves in. So, so that penalty, if that's what you want to call it, I think that's a bad way to describe it, will not go into effect for a whole other year.
Since 2004, Montgomery County has shared a strategic partnership with Chunbuk Province in Korea to promote the growth of biotech technology in both regions. The newly elected governor of Chunbuk made his first official visit to the United States and the county. Lorna Virgili was at that meeting between Governor Lee and County Executive Leggett. Lorna?
Susan, the Department of Economic Development and Executive Leggett met with Governor Si-Young Lee to explore the possibility of extending the current partnership.
On his first official visit to the United States, Governor Si-Young Lee and his delegation of public and private members met with Executive Leggett. Chunbuk Province in South Korea, through its former governor, had already pledged $2 million toward the development of the biotech sector in the county.
The goal of this investment is for a new science and development near the FDA White Oak in the East County. The funds there will help us to build the new counties and the 6th Innovation Center at that site.
The newly elected governor and Leggett explored further extending the existing partnership into renewable energy, as Chunbuk Province is positioning itself in the solar energy sector.
Since it is an established fact that Montgomery County has top-notch technology, and there is so much wisdom that we can draw from you. So my sincere hope is that we can draw ideas and guidance from your best practice and expertise, and we can commonly use Osong Bio Valley and use it as a launching pad into greater market in Northeast Asia.
Korean officials have led several business development missions in the county. To date, 7 Korean headquarter companies have located their U.S. operations in Montgomery. During the meeting, Governor Lee officially invited Executive Leggett to visit Chunbuk Province. For County Report This Week, Lorna Virgili.
Members of the Planning, Housing, and Economic Development Committee met this week to discuss the proposed operating budget for Park and Planning. The county executive's proposal would reduce that budget by almost 13% from the agency's request. There is some discussion within Park and Planning to voluntarily take furloughs to avoid some of those cuts. Committee Chair Nancy Florine filled us in.
I am absolutely confident that we're going to find a way that will ensure that park and planning can keep to its master plan schedule, that can continue to do the good work it's proposing to do on some of our transportation policies, at funding a study of the bus rapid transit system, and at the same time ensuring that they'll be able to maintain parks and provide the park services that folks expect as well.
Congresswoman Donna Edwards was in Rockville this week, and she stopped by the council office building for a frank discussion on federal funding for Montgomery County. She told council members funding for projects like the Purple Line, Quarter Cities Transitway, and BRAC improvements are top on her agenda. She also said federal funds for research and development are drying up, and that could affect some of the county's larger federal employers like NIH and NOAA. Still ahead on County Report this week, we'll go to the county's ag reserve and see the latest in what's being done to protect it. And a county program that provides hands-on education to prevent children from injury. Stay with us. Welcome back to County Report this week. Montgomery County investigators have made an arrest in the pipe bombing that took place last month in Potomac. Farzeen Sadeghi of Gaithersburg and Marshall, Virginia, has been charged with possession and use of a destructive device and malicious destruction of property. If found guilty, he could face up to 31 years in jail and fines up to $255,000.
The pipe bombing took place on Wednesday, March 16th, 2011 at 9:15 p.m. at 9214 Inglewood Drive in Potomac, Maryland. Simultaneous search warrants were executed at 10,109 Valley Dale Drive in Marshall, Virginia, and 18,715 Walker's Choice Road in Gaithersburg, Maryland. The Virginia State Police executed the Fire and Explosive Section's arrest warrant. Fire and explosive investigators, along with partners from the Montgomery County Police Department, the FBI, ATF, Virginia State Police, identified Mr. Sadeghi early on as a suspect.
Sadeghi has pled not guilty to those charges. He has yet to be extradited to Maryland from Virginia. Last week, 2 high school seniors learned they are among only 16 students nationwide to win a $40,000 college scholarship. Leslie Maxwell has the story.
16 high school seniors from around the nation were selected this year to receive a $40,000 scholarship from the Ron Brown Scholars Program, named in honor of the late U.S. Commerce Secretary. 2 of them are MCPS students, Karin Quarte from Watkins Mill High School and Michael Robinson from Springbrook High School. It's the first time in the scholarship's 14-year history that 2 students from the same school system have been selected in a single year. They were chosen out of 6,300 applicants.
So when you see that,
both are straight-A students carrying heavy academic loads. Both devote hours of time outside of their studies to sports, student leadership, and community service. Both are trying to decide which Ivy League university they will attend. And both have thrived in spite of serious personal challenges. How did they do it?
I think it's work ethic, honestly. To me, when people say smart, it's the people who put in the effort and who stay up doing their homework, make sure they're going to teachers asking for help. So it's not so much something you're born with. I think it's the work you put in.
The teachers I've had just throughout my years here at Springbrook, and they've been key people in telling me, okay, you have this potential, you have this gift that you just need to keep developing and keep striving forward.
As Ron Brown scholars, Karin and Michael will not only receive $40,000 over 4 years to pay for college, they'll have a network of like-minded peers to support them as they make the transition to higher education and later careers. But first, they must decide where they are going. Will it be Harvard or Princeton for Karin?
After winning the Ron Brown Scholarship, I know that there is a huge community there waiting to guide me, and Harvard is really where I want to be now.
Michael is considering Princeton, Yale, or Columbia, but
right now, I'd probably say I want to study law.
Karen is also one of 13 MCPS students who were selected this spring as National Achievement Scholars. The $2,500 scholarships recognize outstanding achievement of African American high school seniors. The agricultural reserve here in Montgomery County is some of the most pristine countryside you will see anywhere. County officials are fully aware of its value to the quality of life here and are committed to protecting it. The most recent issue affecting the Ag Reserve required council action. Here's an overview. Poolsville is a little unique from the rest of Montgomery County. Fox hunts on a Thursday afternoon are part of the regular scenery here, so you can imagine when the proposal for a recreational airstrip was announced, the hair on the backs of Poolsville residents stood straight up.
We're talking 300 feet from the nearest house and mere few feet to an equestrian training facility. So there were some security issues, some safety issues, some quality of life issues that were involved.
The property owner had been trying to get approval of the airstrip since 2006. He received the okay from the FAA, but getting approval from the county was a different story. Neighbors and associations mobilized and took their issue to Councilmember Mark Elrich, who crafted a zoning text amendment prohibiting airstrips not associated with agricultural uses.
And he realized that they needed to move quickly because if this particular airstrip was permitted, that others may follow. So he moved with haste. I think he had good support from the council. I know that Craig Rice supported him, co-sponsored. And I think the community was wise to contact people who might be on the other side, the Ag Advisory Board and other property owners, to work with them to try to make this something that would be palatable for all.
The ZTA was approved by a 7-2 vote in March. It was clear to council members who voted in favor of the measure that land in the agricultural reserve is restrictive in use. Can you describe for us some of the things that you heard from the various neighbors here about how they felt somewhat threatened by this?
There were several neighbors that had real concerns. One was in terms of proximity to the houses themselves, and we're somewhere between 300 and 500 feet, which is rather close. One neighbor said that on some of the flights in to the airstrip, that before the property owner stopped flying in, that she could see the plane heading straight for the back of her house, which obviously made her rather uncomfortable. There's another property owner that trains horses, and he has students that are up on horseback within mere feet of this airstrip, and his fear was that he might have a horse with rider being startled by an incoming plane or an outgoing plane and have a real and serious accident. There are livestock farmers too that said that they were very concerned about their cattle potentially bucking off and going through fence or whatever, and those are in proximity as well.
To Caroline Taylor, this cause was just one of many her group takes on to preserve this jewel in Montgomery's crown.
MCA viewed this not just as case specific, but as emblematic of the struggles that we have to keep uses in balance in the reserve so that we promote quality of life for those residents, we promote agriculture as the primary use, but we also balance the desire for other uses as well.
Motor vehicle crashes are the leading killer of children under the age of 15. But one county program is working to ensure that the children of Montgomery County are safe while traveling. Here's Director of Consumer Protection, Eric Friedman.
So Emily, can you explain what the Child Passenger Safety Program is in Montgomery County?
Sure. We do several things. First of all, we help educate parents how to use their car seats. So we have car seat inspections set up by appointment and open events where parents can come and get their car seats checked. We do that about 18 hours every single week.
And once that's all nice and tight, you want to make sure your chest clip is right at armpit level.
Over 10 years that you've been running this program, about how many seats have you put in, or your people put in? How many people have you trained?
We've put in over 112,000 car seats. The county employees have taken up another 75,000 or so. So an awful lot has been done, and while that might seem like a low number, if you take into account the fact that it takes about a half hour per car seat, that's a tremendous amount of man hours.
Now this training is pretty complicated itself. The training is not like a 1-hour class, is it?
Oh, it's a 4-day class. 4-day class, and then we have our annual updates too.
The real way to get trained in this is to be out inside cars, putting in car seats and getting experience, because there are hundreds of models of cars and over 100 different car seats, and trying to get them all in vehicles and the different configurations really takes a lot of training.
When you say move it up, do you just mean move the whole thing
This
on?
piece here.
Okay, how do I move this piece up?
You need more belt.
Oh, if I need more belt, I do that.
Right.
Okay.
And if you're unable to...
This is my son-in-law, Clark Fava. I'm here with my daughter's vehicle. She's in the hospital with the baby, and I'm getting her vehicle tested with the car seat to make sure it's safe for my first grandson. My first grandchild, period.
So what happens is the baby will go towards the crash. If these are not tight enough, they'll move up in the seat. We don't want.
I'm learning a lot of safety issues that I didn't know before, but the fact that this is safety tested by fire and rescue, who know what the potential dangers are and help you to avoid these dangers and secure your child as best as possible in a vehicle.
Now, as a parent, I know how appreciative all consumers are and parents are when they can come to you and have the seat put in and know it's in correctly.
You feel that?
Yeah, now it's not. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's good.
We have open seat check events at Fitzgerald Auto Mall every month on the third Thursday of the month from 10 to 12:30. Anybody can show up, no appointment is necessary. They can make an individual appointment through Montgomery County Fire Rescue at one of our 3 different inspection sites. They don't have to pay anything. It's a free service. We happily accept donations. Many people like to do that, but that's totally voluntary.
Still to come on County Report this week, a lesson in the importance of restoring our local streams, and we'll show you how some Montgomery College students are protecting the environment when they purchase a cup of joe. We'll be right back. Thanks for watching County Report. There's a new biodegradable coffee mug being sold by some Montgomery College students. This initiative is through the Macklin Business Institute, and it's designed to raise awareness about the effect of disposable coffee cups on the environment.
Green as a Primary Color is a program designed by Macklin Business Institute students to educate MC students about the environmental impact of disposable coffee cups. Americans consume more than 23 billion cups of coffee every year, much of it in disposable paper cups. Despite being made from 100% recycled paper due to current FDA restrictions, they still contribute to massive amounts of waste to our landfills. The Student and Free Enterprise team designed, markets, and sells a special travel coffee mug.
The mug is so special because it's biodegradable. The mug is also special because it's for students who, with their busy college lives, they never have time to just every day be given to the environment. But this mug is a great opportunity for the students to be able to purchase the mug. They get their coffee that they always want every morning, and they also are able to give to the environment in the same way, at the same time.
With repeated use, the mugs can have a drastic impact on reducing waste, natural resources, and greenhouse gases. It's made of biodegradable plastic that will completely break down in 1 to 5 years under normal landfill conditions. This is not a profit venture for the MBI students. All proceeds over and above the initial startup cost are to be kept by the respective MCPS schools conducting the fundraiser. It is designed as a real-life business exercise with attention to environmental impact.
When streams are damaged by urban stormwater, they need a little help to be able to function as a healthy living water body. Bob Hoyt, DEP Director, gives us an overview.
Streams, like this one used to be, are so damaged from urban runoff that they can't support the life that is supposed to be living in them. Everything from larvae, eggs, insects, macroinvertebrates, juvenile fish in the stream, to the frogs and salamanders that live along the banks. The really good news is that these streams can rebound. Some streams will rebuild natural floodplain terraces and restabilize over time, but there is no guarantee that this will happen. That process can take many years, and in the meantime, soil erosion along with vulnerable stream banks and blown out stream channels continues to pour excessive sediment downstream. Muddy waters, excessive siltation, these are not ideal conditions for a biological life that lives within our streams and rivers. The core of our restoration approach is to better manage and prevent the uncontrolled runoff from urban surfaces, pavements, roads, and parking lots that surround the stream. By controlling the volume of runoff that ends up in the stream and also preventing trash and pollutants from flowing into the stream, we can protect the structure of the stream channel so that it can start to function as a healthy stream system and biological life can return. Stream restoration projects allows the stream to get an initial boost and speed up the timeline towards a healthy living stream and cleaner water flowing downstream and into the bay.
Now here's Tom Pogue with this week's transportation update.
Hi, I'm Tom Pogue, Community Relations Manager for the Department of Transportation. Here's an update from Montgomery County. The county averages about 450 pedestrian collisions a year. Each one is tragic. This has been highlighted by recent collisions resulting in pedestrian deaths. While we urge motorists to slow down and watch for pedestrians, I want to direct this message to anyone who walks. When you're in the street, you're in the danger zone. Even when you're doing everything right, crossing in the crosswalk with a walk signal, stay on guard. Don't expect drivers to see you or react in time. Before you step off the curb, look left, right, and then left again. Get off the cell phone so you're not distracted. While crossing, keep looking around for cars. The county has an aggressive pedestrian safety program that has invested millions of dollars in improvements, and they're making a difference. We're working with the State Highway Administration to address collisions on state roads, the busiest corridors in the county. But engineering and enforcement are not enough. You must do your part. Stay alert to stay alive in the danger zone. For more information, visit our website at montgomerycountymd.gov/walk. We're working to keep you moving safely.
Sticking with the transportation theme, we all know the dangers of distracted driving, but distraction is not just a problem for folks behind the wheel of a car. Here's a look from a different perspective.
I wouldn't dream of flying distracted. Why would I drive distracted? When I'm flying, I'm always aware of my surroundings. I know what the weather is around me. I know what the weather is at the airport. I keep a very vigilant eye out to see other aircraft around. If I'm around lots of traffic, as you are around an airport, I'll ask my passenger to please refrain from speaking so I can concentrate on the task. Don't be afraid to do the same driving. While I do use the radio while flying, I use that for communication with other aircraft and air traffic control and navigation. I would never dream of using my cell phone for flying. That can wait till I'm on the ground and the aircraft is secured. The same goes for driving. Make a call before you leave or wait till you get to your destination.
Up next on County Report, we'll introduce you to a feline who is looking for a new home. And if you're tired of the rain recently, our friends at Brookside Gardens have an idea that will make you smile come summer. Keep it here on County Report this week. In our Pet of the Week segment, Kathy Stanhope introduces us to a female cat named Garland who is looking for a new home.
Hi, this is Kathy Stanhope at the Montgomery County Humane Society with your Pet of the Week, and I'm sitting here with Garland. She's been named after Judy Garland because she's so pretty, and I don't know what color Judy Garland's eyes were, but this cat has the most beautiful green eyes. She's just a very sweet little girl. She's about 2 years old. She was a stray, so we don't know too much about her except that she's very friendly, seems to be very calm, very loving, and I don't know if you can see it, but she doesn't have a tail. I don't know if she was born that way, if she lost it, but she's like a cat I used to have with just about a 1-inch little tail there, and it's very cute when she gets it twitching because it looks so cute and stubby. So come down and meet Garland or another cat just like her. And let me remind you again, this is a good time to think about being a foster caretaker for an animal at the Montgomery County Animal Shelter. They are being inundated with animals right now, and especially puppies and kittens, and they always need foster homes, and it's a wonderful way to help, and you don't have to make a long-term commitment, and then they will help you find places for the cats to go, permanent homes for the cats. You are never stuck with keeping an animal that you foster. You just really would be a huge help to consider being a foster caretaker for a litter of kittens or a litter of puppies. And give us a call to discuss that at 240-773-5967, or find out more information on the web at mchumane.org. Or better yet, come down to the shelter in Rockville and visit Garland or another cat just like her and take one of them home with you, and you might go home with your new very best friend. Right, Garland?
As the saying goes, April showers bring May flowers, and we have definitely had our share of rain already this month. Our friends at Brookside Gardens show us how to create a rain barrel to take advantage of nature's bounty for those dry days ahead.
Hi, I'm Phil Normandy from Brookside Gardens. We're here at a typical suburban Maryland homeowner's backyard, and she has wisely installed a rain barrel. With summer droughts becoming increasingly frequent and water becoming more expensive and in some cases scarcer, this only makes good sense, is to harvest the water that comes down from the sky for some of your ornamental and landscape uses. The rain barrel is basically a very simple invention. It just collects water that comes in through your gutter. You do a small gutter modification. It's called a rain diverter. The water comes down, goes in this spout, and then falls into the perforated top of this rain barrel, where it is stored until you need it. As you can see, it's nothing more than a barrel with a screen on it to catch all that crud that comes out of the gutters along with the water. Please note that this water is not drinkable. What's not to like about a rain barrel? The homeowner tells me that by the end of the summer, it can smell kind of funky. Just go ahead and dump it out and wait until the next rainstorm. Don't put in chlorine or other chemicals to clean it, because it sort of defeats the purpose of natural, chemical-free irrigation water. What do we do with all that water we collect? How do we get it out? Very simple, it's just a tap. When you filled up whatever vessel you're going to use with the rainwater, turn this off, take your watering can, and water away.
For more information, visit brooksidegardens.org. Well, that does it for County Report this week. Tune in again next week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. I'm Susan Kennedy. Thanks for watching.
Beginning with fall semester registration on April 25th, MC students will only be able to sign up for classes online through MyMC. For assistance and information, stop by the Admissions and Records Office online or on any of our 3 campuses. MC's Automotive Technology program is offering free car inspections by ASE certified technicians and free child safety seat inspection and installation by certified Maryland inspectors on Saturday, April 23rd at the Godelski Institute on the Rockville campus. The Montgomery Alliance for Community Giving is kicking off its campaign to raise $25,000 for MC's Combat to College program with a wine tasting fundraiser on Wednesday, April 20th at Cafe 1894 in Kensington. Combat to College provides support for vets transitioning from the military to college.